Welcome, associated members of the press. As the interim party, we, the Scientific Tribunal, have decided to hold this press conference to declare that voting has commenced, and that these three laws will be our current driving force while elections are underway, and the new political party will guide our direction as the people have decided. But until then, here are our three laws. The laws are as follow. The Interplanetary Survey Act. To explore our solar system, humanity must create a craft capable of surveying our local system within the following 5 years of this bill being passed and finding suitable places for humanity to collect resources, colonize, and build up our foundations. This bill passed unanimously. The Interplanetary Colonization Code. Due to the recent upheaval in human civilization, it is determined that after completing the survey of our system, or possibly before, assuming that a suitable candidate is found, humanity must settle at least 5 planets, moons, or asteroids before the end of the decade to guarantee the continued survival of the human race. In case of any major catastrophe, and if it is successful, must continue colonizing at least 1 planet per system, where a habitable or terraforming one exists, until this law is overturned and humanity is secure in its ability to survive whatever the universe sends at it. This bill passes unanimously. The Rousseau Reformations. If humanity is to retain its existence in the universe, scientific discovery and exploration must be put at the forefront. So unless faced with an alien threat, humanity must remain unarmed and spend the entirety of its research into power, propulsion, green tech, construction, and every available tech that is not used to create weapons of which we might use against ourselves. This bill did not pass unanimously, but it did pass. And with that, we adjourn our press conference. Any further questions shall be fielded through the normal methods of communication. Thank you for your time. Hey guys, Space Marine 658 here, and I'm here to bring you our first episode of the Aurora Let's Play. As you saw there at the beginning, we've passed some laws thanks to the Scientist Tribunal, so we're going to try and stick to those as best we can. So first up, with the Rousseau information, I might as well show you the tech. I did some researching off camera to get some of the early stuff that is kind of before the RP and kind of get that stuff out of the way. So all research into weapons technology has been canceled, and we are focusing solely on tech that either helps our tech, like our research rate, or things that will help us with the other laws, like the Interplanetary Colonization Code, where we need to go out and colonize. The only exception to the sort of like defensive systems are allowed because they are not offensive systems. So if we want to research into these a little bit later, we can. Probably we'll only get a little bit into these, not too much. Mostly it's going to be focused on the power, propulsion, and construction and stuff like that. So, to get started, let's actually try and complete our first law, or at least get it on its way to being completed, the Interplanetary Survey Act. So to do that, let's construct a ship. We're going to want a survey ship. Let's go survey ship. And we are going to create new ship class. We'll leave it as the Washington. And this is going to be a civilian ship, so we'll need to design a civilian engine. Let's go in here. Engines. Now we're going to want to set this engine power to minimum, because commercial ships, they have to have low engine power, low fuel consumption to be considered. Civilian ships. So now see, us as nuclear thermal engine, that's actually a military engine until we make it above a certain size. I believe it's size 25 is when it starts becoming a civilian ship. It's a specific hull size. Alright, so there we go. So now we've got a commercial nuclear thermal engine power 80. Nothing too powerful, but this will at least get us started. So to tighten this down, we'll call this the Commercial Nuclear Thermal Engine with 80 EP, and then fuel use per hour is 4.05 liters. Alright, nothing too crazy, just a little bit. I guess I could put 2,000 for the weight. We'll do that, and we'll give it a company name. For now, these are just going to be ones that Aurora includes by default. Maybe later on we'll include names from people in the Discord. So if you'd like to get, maybe your party will have certain notable figures named after them in technologies. But, all right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna create this, and then going to go over into our research and power propulsion. Now, for this, let me see. Alright, sorry about that, guys. I had to do a little bit of playing around. I forgot to turn on Space Master, because I was going to say, with individual components like this, I don't see the point of spending research time and effort on that kind of thing. It just is a little bit tedious, and to me, it makes more sense just to instant. These are designs, that were already pre-made. We're just contracting these guys out and buying it from them. So I had to rename this and recreate it because I didn't have Space Master on, but now just instant it. So now it has been automatically researched, and now we should be able to go to refresh tech. There we go. Now we've got an engine, so let's get them moving a little bit. Let's see, what's the range? 183. What's the fuel that's already on this? So it comes with one large fuel storage. We don't quite need that much range. Let's see, small. Maybe we'll leave the large on there then. Just give it more engines. That is quite a bit of range, but it never hurts to have extra range. So we will throw on a few more. There we go. That's actually pretty decent speed and pretty decent range and time. So let's go into. We've got the geological surveys sensors on. Oh wait, no, we don't. Actually, we need to add those. So put 2 of those on there, and then we will add some maintenance. So right now we're at 0 maintenance life. So this thing would fly about 10 feet and then explode. Average failure rate is at 1,110%. That's because we have no maintenance whatsoever onto this thing. So let's create first our engineering space. That will give us, reduces our failure rate quite a bit and gives us 0.3. And then let's drop in a maintenance storage bay. 2 years, okay, there we go. And then let's drop in another engineering space. Drops our failure rate even more, gives us 3 years. 1 more bay. I want to get this to about 5 years. And probably take off the small. Give it another medium. A regular, I mean. There we go, just over 5 years. So, with this, we don't need to set, oh wait, this is a survey vessel, so it is gonna be considered military. I still wanted these civilian engines because I'm going to design civilian ships to carry people, and this is a pretty standard engine, and we don't really need that much more powerful of an engine for a survey ship. But because this is a military vessel, we do have to have deployment time. I believe with this, so since we're doing 5 years, we'll do 60 for deployment time. That'll just kind of get it. It'll be below 5 years, but it'll be pretty much at 5 years with this. So it never hurts to have a little extra maintenance supplies. We're not too worried about armor, but everything else looks good. Yeah, and it can fly for about a year. So we might actually, we'll throw on 1 extra large fuel. There we go. So this can fly for about 3 years on a full tank, which is quite a bit of fuel, but I mean, it gives us plenty of time to go look around. We don't have to worry about the ship having to come back too often. So let's see. That should be everything we need. We don't care about refueling or anything. So let's lock this design. There we go. So now this ship is sort of locked in. So we're going to go back. We're going to go over to our, that's our fleet logistics. Let's go here. We'll go to our shipyards. Now, since it's a military ship, we'll have to build it at one of these. These are still upgrading, so we're going to need some more time. So let's look. Our ship is how many tons? 1,200 or 12,000. So it's going to take until about this guy is complete. So we're going to have to give us some time for Foster, or one of the bigger ones. This one actually, yeah, that's only going up 10,000. So let's move forward some time actually. There we go. Research complete into cryogenic transport. That's important for our vessels that are going to carry people for colonizing. Is there anything else we want to do in here currently? We will want to get tractor beams because we're going to want to build some stations for fuel and stuff. So let's create that. Let's see, where is that at? That's going to be... No, that's not too bad. Alright. And let me actually, while we're doing this, let me check what we're creating. So we're just converting our civilian industry right now. Because until we get that converted over to construction factories, we're not going to have a whole lot of powerful tools to create stuff, because it takes a whole long time to build a conventional industry. And right now, let me make sure, yeah, okay, yeah, we got plenty of workers too. So this is going to convert it over and give us a lot of jobs for our industrial workers. And while we're at it, let me actually put this down to 75%. That way we're, you know, kind of working on this quite a bit more than anything else, but I also want to start building a few mass drivers. Let's say, I don't know, 50 of them at 10%. And then, yeah, that's going to take a long time. We're probably going to bump this up in production rate. In fact, actually, let me put it at 20%. There we go. That's much more reasonable, because we're going to want to build a lot of these to kind of put on different asteroids and planets to get the minerals shipped back to us. And then where is our research facility? There we go. Say another 50. Just put these on like 5. These we do. Oh, not on 5. Great. We also want to get these out pretty quick, so we are going to bump this up eventually. But I want to get these pumped out pretty quickly. And then we'll start to focus more on this as we go along. But this is going to be nice later on. Having lots of research facilities helps kind of fill out the higher tier researchers when you've got them, because you don't want them sitting there with barely any labs. So, alright, so now we've got the ship built. Or not, sorry, not built. We've got the ship designed, and we're still waiting on, let's double check that, shipyards. Yeah, we still got ways to go. So let's turn this on and give us some time. Construction and research rate are complete. So let's go in construction. Construction rate, we go that up again. Wouldn't be a bad thing, especially early on, getting your construction rate up and your research rate up. So actually, let's go matching only. That's right, we don't have anyone for construction production, which does suck. But we're gonna grab this guy. He's got max 13 labs. Create that. And that's still gonna be done pretty quick, right? Yeah. And then we'll go research rate. And then we want somebody that can have both lots of labs, but also it's a good bonus. So we'll go with Alexandria Hopkins. Alright, there we go. So yeah, these will be done in a decent amount. The research rate's gonna take longer, but I mean, that's expected. We're still pretty early on with that tech, so. Alright, so a few months have passed. Looks like it's already 2026. Finished working on construction rate, so let's get them going on that again. Never hurts to have plenty of construction rate going, and then we can figure out what we want to do after that. Terraforming module, perfect. Sorry, this early part's going to be a little quick because we're just trying to get the basic stuff put together. Let's go for something with logistics. Where is it? That's a refueling hub, right? Yes. We're going to create one of these because we're going to want to build a thorium harvester that will give us plenty of fuel. Because as you can tell, like, we're going to slowly run out of these resources, so we want to make sure we build stuff to go out and get more of these. Thorium is what you use for your fuel, and so we're going to need a lot of that. We're not using a whole lot right now because, I mean, the only thing we're really using it for is building the actual ship. But once we get to the point where we're moving ships back and forth, we'll need a lot more of that than we currently have. Oh, ship tractor beam is complete. So let's give you something with sensors. Let's go in, improve geological sensors. It's going to take a little while, but we want to make sure we get that done eventually so we can send them out to do some bit more advanced surveys, and it'll give you more accurate representation of the actual minerals and everything there. All right, so completed work into the Sorium harvester. Let's go logistics. That's where that was at. Not too worried about most of these. It wouldn't be bad to get a large cargo hold. But that's about the only thing I can think of. Let's actually power propulsion. Let's go for, yeah, let's get the pebble bed reactor. Get a bit better reactor, because the better engines we got, the better. All right, there we go. Let some more time pass. So it's been about 5 years. So time's flown pretty quick. So let's go construction rate is probably about max what we want. So let's do fuel production. We got anyone? Yay, there we go. Now we got somebody that actually fits in there. All right, so now that about 5 years have passed, we should have the shipyards pretty much ready to go. Yes, in fact, while it's still upgrading, it's gotten past the point we need. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and actually cancel this, because we can actually do that. As long as you're doing a continuous upgrade, you can actually cancel it. If you're doing add, it won't actually let you cancel it without removing all of your current progress. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this and retool it. And now since it is the first one, it's completely free and it's immediate, so we don't have to worry about anything, and it's the only ship we got. So we'll set activity, cancel, there we go. So that should be retooled. So we're going to construct to the survey fleet. That's Washington. All right. Now let's give them some names. Since this will be survey ships, we're probably not going to have a whole ton of these, but you know, we're going to have a few of them. So let's go into here and let's go class theme United States. There we go. In fact, we'll select, I think if we select that, yeah, it'll select Alaska. So actually, let's go back and select a specific name. Let's go with the Enterprise. So for most ships, we're just going to have a generic class name, 01, 02, 03. For our survey ships, since we're not going to have a lot, I'll specifically pick names. So this is going to be the Enterprise. And we'll probably create 2 of these, but we'll have to build this one first, and we don't have any more available slipways. So, all right, let's give it 5 seconds. Make sure. Nope. Let's see, shipyard test. Okay, so they are getting ready. Completion date will be 2028, December 15th. Okay, so within a couple months here, we'll have our first survey ship actually completed. Let's set this up to 5 days. Okay, there we go. We got some research facilities inactive. Looks like we must have completed something. Let's see, what do we want to look into? Oh, this is going to be important. So this is not an offensive tech. This is a defensive. This tracking bonus. This basically allows for your defensive stuff to actively lock on to missiles a bit faster. So we're going to give it to them. Create project. Yeah, we'll get 30 days. There we go. The research team has completed into research. All right. So let's go in here. Let's get another research rate. This one's going to be quite expensive. But we do have this 50% bonus. Now that's for logistics, so I don't think it fully applies. Let me see, research rate. Yeah, it doesn't apply correctly. Like he gets some bonus, but not the same amount of bonus as he would if it was actually logistics. But I mean, that's gonna be done in about 10 years, a little under 10 years, so about 7 years. So actually, that's pretty decent time. So I'll let that run. I'll probably pull some labs off of there, put on other places while I'm thinking about that. There, give it 10 years. We can add more later as we go. We want these, we're not too worried about the geological sensors because we just created a ship. So let's focus on instead. let's go for fuel production, because we're going to want to eventually build, and jump point theory. We're eventually going to want to build a ship that can go out and collect fuel, so we'll focus on those two. And we should, oh, research production finished. Let's go. Yeah, time cost saving. Save some money and some time there. And ship construction. There we go. Washington has been completed. It took a little longer than it said it was going to, probably due to material shortage or something along those lines. So let's go to our fleets. Survey fleet, detach. So it's our first ever survey ship, the Washington. So we're going to take this and we're actually going to send it out to look at all the planets and the moons in our solar system. So let's alright, sorry about that guys, had to do some stuff off screen. So what we're going to do is we're going to give it its first movement order. So we're going to take it and we're going to go and let's see, comet asteroids. Actually, we should be able to go survey next 30 system bodies. We're not too worried about that. Fuel less than 20, refuel a colony, supply less than 20, resupply colony. Alright, so with this it should, actually no, we want to do survey nearest moon. Planar moon. We should do survey next 30 system bodies. Alright, there we go. And if we give this some time, let the day pass or so. There we go. Now it's going off to survey different parts of the system. So we're going to give this some time. It's going to go around and kind of survey everything. Here we go. Oh, did we complete that? Let's see. Let's go to our industry. Yep. So it looks like we finished our converting our our conventional industry into construction factories. So what we're going to do is I'm going to give a bit more percentage to this. Let's say bump that up to 50, and then we'll give the research facilities the rest for now. Later we'll want to build other things, but getting a lot more research facilities will really help early on. All right. So in fact, I think we can look at which one is it? It's a mineral. All right, there we go. I'm a bit of a dingus. It was actually just right here. So here we go, and let's do, this should show us Giants, Soul. There we go. So this is just whatever it's found so far. So it looks like we've searched a few places. I'll let this run. You don't want to look too heavy into that while it's still looking. There we go. Just built a new, and let's go, let's see which one of you has the most room. We're going to go to jump point theory and just assign new. So all new research facilities will go there, that we don't have to worry about constantly stopping just because of one single inactive research facility. I'll give that one to that. Alright, so now we'll let it keep exploring. Discovered some more minerals. Nothing too crazy though. That's nice access, but a very low amount, so it's basically worthless. Alright, research completed on our missile time bonus. Let's see. Oh, this will be handy. Deep space tracking system is something that we do want to buff up, because that's going to be one of the earliest ways we detect them when the aliens are kind of moving through. So let's go matching only. Great project, there we go. Alright, times cost saving is completed. That one is construction. Let's see. Would be handy. Let's go for fuel production, especially if we're going to make a fuel ship pretty early on. We'll want to make sure it's matching. We'll want to make sure to have a pretty quick fuel production that we can mine stuff pretty fast. Alright, jump point theory complete. So before we go jumping though, we want to make sure we have ourselves pretty set up. So let's go. Cost reduction. We're not going to worry about that. Having some better cargo shuttles wouldn't be too bad. So let's do that, actually. Especially because we're going to build quite a few things here soon for cargo shuttles, because that's our next ship we're going to build, is a cargo ship. Once the surveyor is finished. Mass production. Drivers. Mass drivers, I mean. Alright, so now that we've completed the research facilities, let's build some more now we've finished the mass drivers, let's build some more of them, because we're going to want to plant quite a few around the solar system to send us back stuff. Actually, you know what? Instead of that, let's build some automated mines. Do we want to convert? No, we don't care about converting. Where is automated mine? There we go. So let's build, say, I don't know, 200 of them with 50%. This should take a little while. Yeah, it's gonna take a good 10 years, a little under. Actually, sorry, a little over, almost 20 years. But we're building quite a few of them on purpose so that we can get the automated mines pumped out to places. All right, one inactive research facility. Because I forgot to assign new and then add research lab. There we go. All right, and then improve geological survey. And then let's go gravitational survey sensors. That way we can kind of find the different jump points, and then matching only. Fuel production's been researched. Let's go to power propulsion. Let's do fuel consumption, matching. There we go. That way we can get that done a little faster. Alright, so let's put you on somebody that's going to take a while. There we go, 37. Add him, and then assign new. I'll go to him. So that finished that. Power propulsion tech. So we got better fuel consumption. Alright, so let's do. So we're going to want to do improved nuclear thermal. So that's the next level of engine tech. We're just going to want to keep grinding up these engine techs so that we can try and get the best engines, well, better engines at least. It'll help a lot as we design these new ships. Alright. So I think by now, yeah, especially now that we've got these improved nuclear thermal tech, now that we've got the new engine, I'm going to build our next generation of ship because, yeah, I need to select. Now that we've surveyed quite a bit, we can kind of look through here. So let's go do that. Search. So what we're going to do is we're going to go here and we're going to look for any place that has, 0.5 and above duranium accessibility. Let's just search with that. Oh, and then has at least, 100,000 duranium. So we're looking at Mercury, Venus, and Earth. And Venus has a whole bunch. Has some neutronium, some carbonite, some titanium, vanadamite, iridium, which this is handy for sensors, but very low accessibility. Corundium, that is super handy. Corundium is one of the big ones that you spend. So I'm thinking we'll create a colony on Venus. That's going to be a difficult one because of a Venusian world. Yeah, okay, I did great. Let's see, Mercury, do you have anything good? Yeah, some duranium, some neutronium, but nothing too great. Some titanium, yeah. So we'll ignore that. Let's drop this back down to 0. Not worry about that too much. And then let's look for some place that's a good place for sorium. Say at least a 0.2. Oops. And, 10,000, sure. Probably want more than that, but just to get us started. Oh, hey, yes, there we go. Jupiter has a bunch. Neptune. Anyone on a planet? Earth has some. Yeah, okay. So these have some, but it's in such small amounts, it's really not worth it. So what we're going to do is, I definitely think we're going to set up a fuel harvester on Jupiter. So let's start off by sending some automated mines to Venus, because I think we should have some complete. Let's look at our industry. Here we go. Yeah, so we've completed a few automated mines. So let's build our first cargo ship and transport some of that over. So we're going to go in here. We're going to build a cargo ship, or a freighter, I guess would be a better way of putting it. So let's go freighter. There we go. And new ship class. This is going to be the New York. All right. So I guess we don't really need this engine anymore. So what I'm going to do is design tech. Design our new engine with our new technology. Now we've got much better technology. Improved engines. Let's go low consumption. Now this is going to be a civilian ship, so this has to be above a certain size. I mean, I would usually do that anyways with anything that's not a battleship or any kind of fighting ship. All right, so there we go. So now we've got a commercial nuclear engine. So that's the C what's the acronym I used before? NTE. So NTE. Engine power is 102. Make sure I get the same. Fuel per hour is 4.66. And it is a 2K engine. Oh, I don't need all that. Dash, and then we'll get our company name. Ferguson Thrust. All right, so there we go. So now we've got our new engine. We're gonna instant that, and then refresh tech. All right. Now we've got our new improved engine. I'm gonna obsolete the old one. Two of those. It's moving quite fast. And then we've got a normal fuel storage, right? And yeah, this one's not gonna have to go far, so I'm not that worried about speed or about range, because I'm gonna add quite a bit of cargo, shuttle bay, and holds. Let's do standard. Let's see. How much can this hold currently? Cargo 25,000. That's quite a bit. We probably don't even need nearly that much. But just to be safe, I'm going to have it anyways, and then let's throw on another couple engines. Yeah. We're not worried too much about speed, so 500 is fine, because it's just going to go there and back and just drop off material. And it's still got a decent range, so we're good on that. So let's do our engineering spaces. Now let's see, we're at currently... yeah, this is a commercial vessel, right? So I actually don't have to have... Yeah. With commercial vessels, I believe you don't have to have any maintenance whatsoever. They basically the way it works is they handle maintenance on their end. Yeah, in fact, it didn't even let me put it. Oh, yeah, there it is. Okay, so freighters do require one engineering space, but that's it. I don't have to worry about the deployment time or anything like that, because being paid, it's a commercial vessel. All right, so actually I think that's good. That'll be for later. All right, it's 36,000 tons, which we should have a shipyard that should be capable of handling that. So we'll lock design, and let's go over to our shipyards. Oops, no, one click. Shipyards. All right, commercial, 30,000. We're just shy. So what we'll do is we'll say add 5,000 tons, set activity. And then these guys are still expanding their capacity, so we'll leave those alone. Let's see. Yeah, I'm not too worried about, because this is going to be our FAC. This one right here, sorry. It's going to be our FAC shipyard, so it's going to keep building up and up of the slipways. So actually, let's do that. This will be some more so we can keep expanding. Oops, sorry, not what I'll do. All right, so I had 5,000 tons to there, and this is going to be a bigger ship because I'm going to build the sodium harvester here. So I'm going to actually just set it to continuous capacity upgrade, and let's target 100,000. Right, one more zero. It's probably gonna be way too big for our actual ship, but I want to make sure I've got plenty of room, especially these commercial ships. This one I'll expand to say 50,000. There we go. Alright, so let's give that a bit of time. Gravitational surface sensors are completed. Definitely gonna have to build a new survey ship when we go actually exploring through the galaxy with the better sensors we now have. Good. Alright. So there's our consumption. Can we improve? Here we go. Nuclear pulse tech. This is another one that's going to be pretty handy. Faster engines. Alright, so these are all still pretty decent timelines. Trying to keep an eye on them. This one's going to take a little while, but that's also the research. In fact, I'm going to set that to assign new, so new research labs will go there. So let's take a look at our shipyards. How we doing? This one we're at 5,000 tons, and it's about 50% complete. So maybe give it here we go. What's that? Give it a couple months. Research completed on planetary strength sensors. Go into logistics and let's do salvage muscle. This is something I want to get done early. Yeah, we don't have anyone for this, but I want to get this done early because if we do come across any, warring alien races, we want to try and get salvage from them. But we're actually almost nearing the end of this episode. I want to end it on January 1st, 2033, so the elections can happen. That ship's still good. In fact, I'm going to get rid of these pop notifications from retirement because I don't necessarily need to see that. There we go. So, all right. Now that we've completed the upgrades there on that shipyard, let's go to it, and you're going to build into my shipyard fleet. Retool. I want to build the New York class, so did I mess something up? Let's find out. Let's go back. All right. So the class design, this is the New York, it's freighter, commercial, fuel, engines, shuttles. Okay, so locked. So why can't I build this? Let me make sure it's not like listing as a military vehicle for some reason. Nope. Okay. 35. Oh, did I? Shoot. Is the ship too big? Oh, it's 36. Dang it. Y'all probably said something down in the comments below. So, whoops. And in fact, we don't want that. We want to, let's do continual upgrade. Continual upgrade. And then we're at 35, so we'll get to 37,000. Alright, there we go. that shouldn't take very long. Let's give it, yeah. My apologies. It's gonna be a bit of a slow episode just because we're starting to get our feet under us. There we go. All right, now the shipyard's been built. So now we can do retool, New York. Now since it's the first one, of course, it's free. Built immediately. Set activity done, completed, and then go shipyard fleet, New York. And since we're gonna have a lot of freighters, we're just gonna leave them with the state name that they're given. So we're gonna build this, and then we're gonna say when you're not doing that, we want to add slipways. So it should build these class at first and then add the slipway. Pulse tech, so let's go research. We'll start looking into, yeah, we'll start going into jump drive efficiency just because I like having smaller jump drives. The earlier the better. So, alright, we'll set this on. There we go. Science team completed jump drive efficiency. And maybe consumption. Trying to just get that engine tech better and better. Alright, and let me make sure that ship didn't complete. Nope. Okay. So, still building New York. Looks like it'll be complete on the third floor. So it won't be complete in time for the end of this episode, but we'll get the first one complete in our next episode. Now, the way these laws will work is they'll carry over. And basically, unless a law is destroyed, like the next government in power takes down laws, they will remain active. So I'll keep having to. So, for example, with the current laws with the Survey Act, I got to keep surveying, which I completed within the 5 years, and then. So actually, technically, I completed that one. So that law no longer is in effect because I've begun the surveying process. Then we got the colonization law, which says that I must start looking for colonizable planets, moons, and asteroids. Now, I haven't been able to colonize yet because I've mostly been looking, but that law will carry over, and that I will have to settle 5 planets, moons, or asteroids within the next decade of the next party, unless they of course pass a law that takes that down. And then the resolve reformation will also carry over again unless they vote it out. And all right, yep, that looks like it. So I will get us to January of next year so we can start the election. New scientist, okay. Transneptunian shuttles. Let's actually move someone over here. Not what I want. Minimum jump engine size. All right, there we go. January 2nd. That actually works better. I was wanting to shoot for when we started, which I believe was January 3rd. So, all right, save it here. And I will see you guys next time. Make sure to leave a like, comment, and if you haven't joined the Discord, join the Discord. We're doing a lot of really cool things. Some people have already started creating parties. When this video goes up, the voting will commence. So if you're seeing this here, make sure to go over and vote for the party you want in power. And I will see you guys next Monday. We're going to start doing this Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And see you guys then. Bye-bye.